Bride and welcome to my festival inspired design set workshop. In this workshop we're going to be doing some checkerboard, some tie-dye and also include some neons. I really hope you guys enjoy this workshop, so let's get started. Welcome to my festival inspired design set workshop. So I've already prepared these 3 tips, and as you can see we have got some bright neons going on. So I've already done this as a full cover nail, and I have used Pop from the Pop Art collection, and I've done 2 coats, and then I've gone in with my black gel paint and I've created a border around the entirety of the nail, and then just use my dotting tool to create 2 little eyes, and then my fine line brush to create a smiley face. So that is the first nail. The second nail I have done a checkerboard, so I've gone in with 2 coats of Innocence from the core collection to give me my white, and then again I've gone in with my black gel paint to create my checkerboard effect, and then I have gone in with my Material Girl, which is our matte top coat, because I wanted this rainbow swirl to be shiny against the matte of the checkerboard. So in order to create my rainbow swirl, the pink is Pop from the Pop Art collection, the orange is OMG from the Pop Art collection, the yellow is Zap from the Pop Art collection, the green is Wow, the blue is Bang, and the purple is Pow. So I'm using all of these colours throughout the entire design set. So they are the first 2 nails done, and then I've also done this 3rd nail here, which is the first nail that I'm going to show you how to do. So this really cool tie-dye effect using all of those colours. I haven't used the blue or the purple in this tie-dye because I didn't want it to mix with the orange and become brown. Okay, so I have kept it to the pink, orange, yellow and green. So I'm going to pop that one to one side, and I am going to get started on this nail. So I'm going to pop a little bit of all 6 of my colours down. So we've got Pop, OMG, Snap, Wow, and they are the only colours that I need for this nail. Okay, so I'm now going to go in with my 10mm liner brush, okay, and we're going to create a swirl. So I'm going to start with my Pop, which is my pink, and I've already prepped this nail with Innocence. So I've gone in with my white just to really make these nails, or these colours should I say, pop with their neon tones. So obviously if you're doing this on a client, you will have done your prep, and then I've just used my 1 coat of Innocence because I don't want to bulk this out too much, and then gone in with my colour. So I haven't top coated this. This is just the inhibition layer of my white, and you can see I'm just creating a swirl design here. Now I'm going to wipe off my brush on a clean lint-free pad to get rid of that pink, and then I'm going to go straight in. So I haven't cured this yet, and I'm going to go straight in with my orange, and I'm going to lay that down directly next to that pink. So these are gel polishes, they're not gel paints, so they are going to start to ever so slightly bleed into one another, but that's not a problem because we're going to be creating this tie-dye design. Now where this swirl starts to come round, I'm just doing that side wall and then bringing it round like so, working wet next to wet. And by no means does your line work have to be perfect for this, okay? Try and keep it as neat as possible, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm now cleaning off my brush again and going in with my yellow. And again, just placing it down next to that orange, bringing it round all the way and keeping that swirl pattern going. So this one is now coming up around the side wall. And obviously, if you're doing this on a client, you do not want to overexpose them, so you need to steer clear of their cuticle sidewalls. And when you get to that free edge, make sure that you cap it. So again, I've cleaned off my brush, and now I'm going to go in with my green, right next to that yellow. And this can be done in any colourway, but just be aware that when these colours start to mix, you don't want to create a muddy brown colour, unless you're doing it in browns, and then that's absolutely fine. So just be aware of your colour palette. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in with my green on top of or below this pink here. And then I'm going to start to work my way back. So in with my green here, clean off my brush, and we're working backwards now. So I'm going to put this yellow next to my green. I'm not worried about this gap here just yet, because we are going to go in and fill that in. And then in with my orange. And then on that free edge, make sure that you cap it with your pink. So now what I'm going to do here on this central part, I'm going to go in with my yellow and fill this section in just here. And again, we haven't cured any of this, so this is all wet next to wet, okay? And then to fill in that tiny little area there, I'm going to come back in with my orange. Okay, so we've got that really cool swirl pattern design there on the nail. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the tie-dye. So I've got a super fine liner brush here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to start in the center here, and I'm just going to really lightly pull down and through all of those colors. Okay, now I'm working from the center outwards first of all, so then I'm going to come in and do that section there. And I'm going to work methodically in order to create consistency throughout the design. So you can see I've done all 4 points, so 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And now I'm going to go in between those and come in here, 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 and here, and I'm wiping off my brush each time that I do it. And then I'm going to come in between those. So again, working from the inside to the outside edge, and again working nice and methodically so that we don't miss any of those sections. Coming in between and out towards the edge of the nail. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm just actually going to get rid of these so that my camera can focus a little bit better. There we go. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to come from the inside edge to the center of the nail. So inside to the center, in between each of those lines, that we've just put in there. Super simple, nice and light, just dragging that up through to that central point that we have been working from with the other lines. And then once we have done that, I'm just going to pull that one out slightly, bring that orange, and then pull that. There we go. So once we've done that, I'm going to pop that in the lamp for a full cure, which is 30 seconds. So that's going to go into the lamp, and while that one's in the lamp, we are going to create our checkerboard on this nail. So for this, I am going to be using my black gel paint straight from the pot. And again, on this nail, I have done one coat of my Innocence and just left that as is. And I'm going to come straight down the nail with a nice straight line all the way down to that free edge. Okay, then I'm going to load up my brush again and go halfway between that line and the side wall of the nail, like so, and then exactly the same on the other side. So halfway between, pull that down, and then that's going to go into the lamp for a quick flash cure. So now this nail has come out of the lamp, I am going to pop my top coat on here. So that is I'd Rather Be Shiny, which is our no wipe top coat, and that is this nail done. So I'm going to pop that in the lamp, and obviously if you're doing this on a client, you're steering clear of their cuticle sidewalls and also capping that free edge. So I'm going to pop that in the lamp for a full cure. And then while that's in there, I'm going to do the horizontal lines for my checkerboard. So I'm going to come straight across the middle from side wall to center, and then side wall to center. Okay, I'm going to then go halfway between that and my free edge, and then halfway between that to create my checkerboard effect. Okay, and then halfway between this one as well. So a really simple way of creating nice, even checkerboards. Then I'm going to do exactly the same up here. I'm going to go halfway, bring that out, and halfway. Make sure you're finishing off that line, and then halfway between there, bring that down, and then halfway between there. Okay, so again, that's going to go into the lamp for a cure. And while we've been doing that, our tie-dye nail is now complete. So I'm going to actually add a little bit of crystal work on here, and I have got these incredible crystals from Crystal Parade, and they are neon, and oh my goodness, I absolutely love them. Okay, so we're going to be creating some little flowers or daisies, if you like, but obviously in the neon colors. So we have got my Gem Buddy here, which is the perfect nail art adhesive for your pointy backs, flat backs, and also your caviar bead work. I'm just going to take that inner lid off. And then I have got a separate brush. I've got a separate 5mm brush that I just use for my crystal placement. So I'm just going in to my Gem Buddy, and I'm just placing the dots where I want my little flowers to go. Okay, then I'm going to use my katana and I'm going to pop the center of my flowers in first, like so, which are going to be these beautiful neon yellows. Then I'm going to do a half flower here as well. So I'm going to go in on that cuticle line with that neon yellow. That's now going to go into the lamp for a cure. And then while that's curing, I'm going to go in with my 5mm brush and create my checkerboard detail. So I'm going to come in up here first of all and work methodically and create my checkerboard. So I'm literally just painting in my black. So obviously we need to do every other one. And when you've got a gap in your line here, don't worry about that because you can go and fill that in with your 5mm and just tidy up that line where needs be. So again, doing every other one, like so, and working our way down the nail. What's really nice about working with this gel paint is that it almost creates like a border, so you can fill in this negative space quite easily without worrying about going over your edges because you've put that border in already. So it's quite a quick process when you come round to doing this part. So again, working my way down, making sure that you're tucking it right into the corners. And obviously you don't want to do this too thick because you want a nice even cure. And then obviously when you get to that free edge, the same rule applies as if we were painting this with full cover. You need to make sure that you cap the free edge. So coming in here and just pulling my brush down at an angle so that we're capping that free edge. So that's now going to go into the lamp again for a full cure. And then I'm going to crack on with my crystal placement. So again, grabbing my 5mm that I have for my gem buddy, I'm just going to come in and around those yellow crystals that we've just placed on there. Working methodically so that we don't miss any out, and also making sure that you don't get any of this gem buddy on top of those crystals. We don't want to dull that shine. So I'm going to go in with my pinks first of all and literally just place them next to one another so that they surround that yellow crystal. And then I'm going to go in with my orange all the way around. And you should be able to fit 6 around one center. And then I'm going to do my green up here. I haven't cured this yet. That gem buddy is holding these crystals in exactly where I want them. And then just scooch that round. Just need to pop a little bit more there. I've missed that area. Better. And I'm going to go in with my blue. So obviously we haven't got any blue in this design, but we can go in with our blue crystals. So that helps to tie in that original checkerboard and rainbow that we've done. And then my last one, I'm going to do another pink one because we've only got half a pink one going on up at the top. So this will be a full pink. So once you've done all your crystal placement and you are happy with their positioning, I'm going to pop that into the lamp for a full cure, which is 60 seconds. Okay, so it's going to go in for a full 60-second cure. And then while that's in there, we are going to top coat this now. So I'm going to go in with Material Girl, which is our matte top coat, and give this a nice matte finish. So it matches the checkerboard that we've done with the rainbow swirl on it. And this will also help to fill in any nooks, crannies or divots that have been created by our checkerboard design. So that's going to go into the lamp for a full cure. And while that's in the lamp, I'm going to prepare my caviar beads for my flowers. So I'm going to go in with my Gem Buddy on my ring palette, and I'm going to encapsulate my caviar beads. So I'm just going to pop my brush into the pot, pick them up, and then it means I'm not chasing them around, and it makes it so much easier to be able to pick them up. Okay, so I'm going to put my caviar beads to one side and grab out my crystal placement nail, and we are going to pop a caviar bead in where a corner has been created by our crystals. So I'm going to put them in around this central point, but I'm not going to put them in around the outside because I want to keep that definition of my crystals creating those petals. Okay, so when you're doing this, you need to make sure that you're not getting any of that Gem Buddy on your actual crystals, which is why I encapsulate my caviars rather than placing my Gem Buddy down and putting them into the Gem Buddy. So they've already got that nice coating of Gem Buddy on there in order to secure them to the nail. So just going in and filling in those corners that have been created, and I'm going to pop that in the lamp for a cure just while we finish off this design for our checkerboard. So I'm just going to get rid of that black, so we don't need that anymore. And I'm going to go in with my yellow, my pink, my green, and also my orange. And I'm going to grab my largest dotting tool, and we're going to create some mini smiley faces on top of this. So I'm going to go in with my yellow, my pink first of all, fully load up my dotting tool, create a swirl to create a nice round circle. Okay, I'm going to clean off my dotting tool and go in with my orange, and I'm going to go in here on my orange. So again, swirling that round to create that round circle, and these don't have to be the same size, you can do them whichever way you want. And I'm going to go in with my yellow and just do a yellow one there, and then in with my green, I'm going to do a green one here, and he's going to be coming off of the nail ever so slightly. And then looking at this, I'm going to do another pink one here. So just half of a pink one. And then I'm going to do another green one just here. And then an orange one up here. Okay, so that's now going to go into lamp for a full cure. While that's in there, I'm going to do the rest of my caviar bead placement on my little daisies. So going in again on those corners or gaps around that central point. Like so. Making sure that they're scooched up nice and tight to that central crystal. And then coming in here and doing my blue one. Again, making sure that you're working methodically so that you don't miss any of those areas. And then again, I'm going to pop that into the lamp for a cure because my checkerboard has now come out of the lamp. Now I want to give a little bit more opacity to these circles. So I'm going to do exactly what I did again. You may find it easier to go in with your go-to brush just to get a little bit more of an even, consistent coverage rather than using your dotting tool. So your dotting tool has given you that border to be able to work to. So it's taken that thought process out for you, and it just means that you can go in and just give a little bit more opacity to your circles. So again, working through your colours. So I've done my pink, my orange, yellow, and then going on to my green. Cleaning my brush in between. We don't want any transfer of the previous colour going on. Like so. So again, that's going to go into the lamp for a cure, and then I'm going to do the remainder of my caviar bead placement on this nail. So I'm just going to go in on this final little flower. These are very flower power. Filling in those areas. Like so. Okay, so that's now going to go into the lamp for a full cure, which is 60 seconds, and then we're going to add the detail to our little circles here. So I'm just going to get rid of that, and now I'm going to go in with my 5mm detailer brush in order to create some smiley faces on our circles. So before I do that, I'm actually going to pop their eyes in. Okay, so I'm going to go in with my pointy dotting tool rather than my small dotting tool, because that is going to give me a much smaller dot. I'm just going to go in and pop some little eyes that are quite close together onto my circles. And they don't all have to be going the same way. So I'm just going to sort that one out. There we go. And then I'm going to come in and this one's going to go slightly more that way. And then this one's coming off, so I'm just going to do the hint of his eyes there. And then also here. On that one. And then I'm just going to have one eye on this one. And now I'm going to go in with my fine detailer and I'm just going to do some little smiley faces. So on this one, we've only got half going on. And then on this one, obviously, we've got a whole smiley face. And they don't have to be smiley faces. You could do like wiggly lines or whatever you want to do. I'm going to go with a smiley face. And then again, this one has got half, and this one will only have a tiny little bit there showing. Okay, so into the lamp for a full cure, and because this is gel paint, it's our black gel paint, that is a 60-second cure. Then the next thing we are going to do is I'm going to pop some top coat on top of our smiley faces, and just our smiley faces, so that it matches this nail here where we have got that contrast between our matte and our shiny rainbow. Okay, so I'm going to grab a little bit of my I'd Rather Be Shiny No Wipe top coat. I'm going to pop that down so that I can get precision in applying this to the smiley faces. Okay, so I'm going to go in with my go-to brush, because that holds a nice volume of weight as a brush. Okay, but it's also got that really tapered point, which is perfect for precision application like this. So I'm going to go into my top coat, load up the tip of my brush, and then just literally go in and around those little smiley faces. Now you will need to work quite quickly because this top coat is going to want to spread out and self-level. Okay, so you don't really want that to happen, so work nice and quickly, going around our little circles here, and then once you've done that, straight into the lamp for a full cure, and that is the final nail done. So as a set, we have got our checkerboard, which I would probably put there. So we've got our checkerboard with our rainbow puddle, then we have got our, just going to wipe that off, then we have got our tie-dye in our swirl pattern, we've got our large smiley face, and then we have got our tie-dye again with that little bit of crystal placement in those beautiful crystals from Crystal Parade. And if you want to get a discount over at Crystal Parade, remember to use the code Lauren5 at checkout and you'll get a little discount over there too. And then we have used all of the colours from our pop art collection. So we have got our Pop, OMG, Zap, Wow, Bang and Pow, which are just perfect for the festival season. So once this has fully cured, we are done. So we have got our little smiley faces now on our checkerboard. So our two checkerboards now match up. You've got that matte and that shiny contrast as well between the two, and they are super cute. And there you have it, our festival inspired design set.
I really hope you guys enjoyed this workshop, and if you did, please make sure you click the subscribe button, and if you want to see any future workshops, just click them down below. Thank you as always so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon.